What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our match reaction here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool and Manchester City draw by 1 goal each. And once again, with the eyes of the world watching, Howard Webb's band of merry morons have once again influenced the title race. Liverpool play Arsenal, blatant penalty against Odegaard, not given. Liverpool play City, blatant penalty against Doku, not given. And we're supposed to sit here yet again and believe that football isn't being influenced by referees. Do me a favour. You are destroying the beautiful game. Everybody that's ever laced up a pair of football boots and walked onto a football pitch knows that was a high foot and a penalty kick. Everybody. City players were smirking at the end of that whistle because they knew they had gotten away with one. How many times can you try to steal a league title away from us? It is disgusting. We came back from a goal down against a team that is backed by a state, a team that has 115 charges against them. And yet again, we've seen the PGMOL's officials be the talking point. Yet again, we've seen the outcome of a title race being manipulated by these idiots. Make no mistake, we should have won that game at the end. We should have gotten a penalty. City were cowering because they have no backbone, because they don't know what real emotion feels like. They're robots. We've been robbed again. And I don't care what opposition fans have to say. I couldn't give a rat's. I have been around football my entire life. That is a penalty. To not even ask Oliver to look at it is disgusting. Every big game, every single one. Spurs away, 2 dodgy reds. Goal ruled out. Arsenal at home. Obvious handball from Odegaard, not given. Again today. Penalty at the death, not given. Bottled it. And again, to Haaland, you're a fraud. You're a nothing. You're a flat track bully who can't show up in the big games. Irrelevant. Yet again he showed that he is just a flat track bully. He was nowhere. Foden, good performance from City's point of view. From us, we'll go again and we'll still try to go win the league title, and we'll still try to do it against the odds, and we'll still try to do it against the officials. I hope Arsenal beat them. I hope to God Arsenal put that bunch of cheating, cowering, lowlife scum in their place. I detest them. And I tried to be balanced today. I explained why Ederson shouldn't have got a red card. I tried to keep my face planted in somewhere in the middle to try and call the game squarely, but I can't do it anymore. I spoke before the game about boxing destroying itself with corrupt refereeing and decision making, corrupt judging. Football, yet again, billions watching around the world. And what's the Premier League going to be known for? Dodgy refereeing again. You know, and we know, who was the better team in that game. At the end, City were cowering like the scared little children that they were. And Michael Oliver, Britain's most experienced referee and frequent traveller to a certain part of the world to referee games on a handy little nixer, yet again bottled it. Atwell on VAR bottled it. And the PGMOL are an absolute disgrace. But I tell you what, I'm incredibly proud of our boys. Up against everything. Injuries. Dodgy officiating. And they still show heart and courage to come back like we did. Immensely proud. It was the same situation Mane had with Emerson a few years ago. Mane got sent off, or Ederson. Yeah. High foot, centre of the park, sent off. Today, nothing to see here, boys. I'm sorry. It's pathetic. Our boys were incredible. Incredible. To a man. Yes, we missed some chances. But I tell you what, I am so proud. They gave it everything for the manager. They gave it everything for themselves. And City knew. City knew. They were hanging on. Hopefully us and Arsenal, and I say this sincerely, can save football. Because that's what's on the line. Liverpool and Arsenal have to save football. We cannot be subjected to this again. The mercenaries getting everything. Do you know what they haven't gotten? Their day in court yet. But I look forward to it because they're a nothing, tin pot, soulless club. Anywhere else it's a foul and a yellow. Look, I don't need to keep saying it. You know it, I know it, we all know it. It's a nailed on penalty. And Sky, I really want to know what their pundits are saying. Because if there is any integrity amongst any of them, they'll call that for what it is. A foul and a penalty. Even Jota knows. The world knows. Again, you can try and manipulate sport as much as you want. We're all seeing it. The world sees sport now as no longer just what goes on in the middle. It's been influenced. It's disgusting. You're scum. Regardless of the pen, Diaz missed a hat-trick. Nunes missed a tap-in. Could have been already over. Now, to be fair on Nunes' chance, that wasn't a tap-in. It was a 50-50 ball between him and the keeper. Darwin got there. The keeper was right in front of him and blocked it. It was a good save by Ortega. Yes, Diaz missed chances. Diaz should have scored at least 2 today. But that's it for us now. We're going to go on a winning streak. We're going to do our job. We're going to go to Old Trafford and beat United. We're going to beat Brighton after the international break. Right now, Arsenal are top of the league table on goal difference. And fair play to them. Nothing but respect for Arsenal. May the best team win. They have to go to the Etihad. That'll be a massive game after the international break. But Arsenal will go into that international break on top of the league on goal difference. We're set up for an incredible title race. And I hope Arsenal can get something off City. Because give me them and us going for it every day of the week over that. Disgusting ending. Regardless, I'm so proud of this amazing team. Virgil and Alexis McAllister, man of the match for me. Yes. Can we get your suggestions for the Anfield Agenda man of the match, please? And we'll get them into the chat. So give us your suggestions and we'll get that vote up. This is still a title race because of the refs. We will be running away with this league if it weren't for these terrible decisions week in and week out. Tobias, it's soul destroying, mate. It's soul destroying. Like I spoke about with Nick Ball getting robbed. These boys train their whole lives, dedicate themselves, work endlessly on the training ground. Their parents have brought them up and down countries all over the world to build towards occasions and days like today, where the eyes of the world are watching. A Premier League title decider. Everybody looking. We go into the last part of the game. Momentum's with Liverpool. Big decision gets to be made. And you want somebody with a pair. You want somebody with actual integrity to make these decisions. And for Oliver not to be asked, because I can understand Oliver not seeing the full extent of it in real time. Again, I do understand referees see these things once. But for the VAR not to look at that and say, Michael, I think you need to have a look at this. Come over and have a look yourself. To not give him that option again. How many times do we have to see it? Odegaard, ref not asked to go to the monitor. Today, ref not asked to go to the monitor. It's disgusting. Some more of your comments. The man of the match poll is up. You guys have your say. Alexis McAllister, Virgil van Dijk, Wataru Endo and Luis Diaz are your poll candidates. Vote away, we'll leave that up. Endo and Maka control the midfield incredibly, said Jason Morris. Lovely to see you, Jason. Thank you, mate. Super chat from Dewey said, Diaz's chances were hard. People should give him a break. The one where he's 1-on-1 with the keeper, honestly, mate, he should have scored that. He should have. But look, regardless, strikers, forwards miss chances. It happens. I'm just proud that we came back again from a goal down. And it was a well-worked goal from City. You can talk about the block. Look, ultimately, after that, it's a well-worked set piece free kick or set piece corner, and they score from it. But my God, we reacted well. Came back, obviously nailed on Penno. You won't see a clearer Penno than Ederson's foul on Darwin. And then from that point on, there only looked like one winner. Yep, the City hit the post, Doku hit the post. But other than that, it was all us hammering down. And City batting down the hatches. And again, had to rely on the referee. I'm sad. I'm proud, but I'm sad. I'm sad that football is yet again at the behest of these idiots. Did Haaland play today? The only time I knew Haaland played today was when his stupid big rubber duck looking head was smirking at the end of the game. Because he knew. He knew, Guardiola knew, all those City players knew they got away with one. They got away with one. Haaland is nothing but a flat track bully. I've said it over and over again. Ghosts when it matters. Ghosts in the big games. I love your content. Thank you, Johnny Mitch. Look, folks, please do hit that subscribe button if you can. It's I'm proud and angry at the same time, and I'm struggling to fight off each emotion. Virgil van Dijk said, it's bittersweet. Based on the second half, we feel like we should have won. He also said, we had some very good chances. Unfortunately, we couldn't convert them. Overall, bittersweet. Based on the second half, you feel like we should have won it. Every challenge that was thrown his way, he dealt with outstandingly. Virgil talking about Kwanzaa. Again, incredible performance from the young man today. So proud of all of them. Kelleher, brilliant. And look, the response from going 1-0 down, incredible. But we know that. We almost take it for granted because we know that this group's about that type of thing. We know we're not going to lie down. Kwanzaa said, I didn't have the perfect game, but I'm striving to be good. We didn't win the game, didn't keep the clean sheet. I'm aspiring to be better. Strong mentality there from Jarell Kwanzaa. Van Dijk, speaking about Kwanzaa, said this. It's a nice story for himself as well as when he came back from a loan in pre-season. I don't think he'd have thought he'd be starting and playing for the title. He's been important. The sky's the limit. Absolutely is the limit. Have I missed that super chat? Where was it? The one up on screen. Sorry. Craig, the ref was wearing a City jersey, I think, said the Void Dude. That super chat said, I thought it would have been a lousy pen if he gave it. The only thing I didn't understand was Jurgen subbing Darwin off when he had more to give. Thought Diaz looked tired. I understand people wondering about Darwin. I don't know if he was under medical advice. I don't know why he took him off. Klopp, I'm sure, will give that answer. On the penalty thing, look, there's no such thing as lousy this or that. The rules of the game are clear. If that happens anywhere else on the pitch, the referee's given a free. It has to be a penalty. It is a penalty. It's a high foot and he hits him in the chest. If that... Mane got sent off. Remember? Sent off for a high foot. I don't know what to say. They're pathetic. And that's the kindest words I have for them. The officials. Pathetic. Young Kelleher is starting to surpass Alisson as number one in my mind. He makes less mistakes in my view. It's going to be hard when Ali is back, said Benjamin. We missed Jota today, said Mr. Bobby 7194. Studs up as well. I know. It's not even close. Would I have taken a draw before the game? Probably not. I did say at half-time I'd have taken a draw. I did, and I stand over that. But like I always say to you guys, it's about how these things happen, right? It's about how a draw... If you're 1-0 up and you draw 1-1 with a late goal or a second half goal, you feel a bit better about life. If it's the other side of the coin and you're 1-0 up and you concede, it feels like a defeat. But right now, again, we asked all week, everyone, from Guardiola to Klopp to you to me to fans all over the world, we asked for one thing. Do not let the outcome of this game come down to a refereeing shocker. And I'm sorry, but right at the end, he bottled it. The VAR is a coward. How Oliver wasn't asked to look at that, I will never, ever know. But I do know one thing. We're better than Manchester City. We want it more than Manchester City. Our players care a lot more than those mercenaries in blue. And I hope to God Arsenal go and trounce them at the Etihad, because it will be a pleasure to go head to head in those last 9 games with Arsenal. See who comes out on top. 2 good, honest footballing clubs. Nothing but respect for them. But that blue shower, scum, cheat, mercenaries, the lot of them. Disgusting. I hate them. Love the commentary. We'll be watching all the remaining games with you. Greetings from Amsterdam. Thank you, Leon. Appreciate you, sir. Welcome in. If you too have enjoyed the streams, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, do hit the subscribe button. Do drop a like on the stream. And most importantly, do keep viewing. We'll have more to come in the match reaction. I'll be recording the player ratings as well. And up on the Clips channel, we're going to be putting up the Anfield Agenda social reaction, where we're going to be taking the comments from during the game from people on social media, and I'm going to be reacting to them. Keep an eye out on the Anfield Agenda Clips channel for that. That'll be coming up later on. Anfield Agenda Clips, you'll find the link in the description, or just search Anfield Agenda Clips. Some more super chats. Oakleberry said, refs giving us compensation for years for efferees from the refs in the past at Anfield. Take that draw any day. Look, it's a decent draw. Not too shabby. I would have probably taken it before the game, but I can't help but feel screwed over by the refereeing in the end again, mate. Bumbadog said, we'll get an auto-generated message from the refs. You tell me how they spend 30 minutes looking at Jones VAR from every angle, but that doesn't get looked at. I know. And as I said, all the way through that game, I tried to give my fair opinion. People screaming red card for the tackle on Darwin from Ederson. I explained why it was the correct decision. It wasn't a red card. I tried, but I can't keep... it's impossible. When you know the game, you've played it, you've been around it, you see it week in, week out, that is a foul. It's a high foot and studs to the chest. It is clear. It's De Jong in the 2010 World Cup. It's Netherlands against Spain. It's De Jong creasing a player. Remember how we all said, how was that not a red? Remember that? How has it changed now? How can we go from everybody absolutely hounding the ref for not giving a red for a studs to the chest challenge, and when it happens in the penalty area in the last minute of a potential title decider, all of a sudden I'm supposed to think it's not a foul? And it's not a penalty. And I'm supposed to listen to morons coming in trying to troll us to say never a penalty. You know deep down it was. You know deep down if it's your team, you're screaming for it. Because it was a penalty. Docu tried to kill him. It's a pen, I'm fuming. I know football. You know football. That's a penalty. It's not. Don't even look at it from the point of view of, is it a pen or not? That's not the question. The question is, was it a foul? Remove the word penalty from your thought process, because that implies it has to be more of a foul. It doesn't. It has to tick the box for a foul. And that, my friends, is a foul. You will see hundreds of them given as fouls between now and the end of the season. Centre of the park, foul. Left wing, foul. Penalty spot, freezes. Cowardly. Doesn't make the big decision. Then I tell you what, if you haven't got the stones to send him to the monitor, you aren't good enough to do that job. What is the point of VAR? Can somebody please explain? Because it seems to me like VAR only works if they want to overturn a decision the ref has given. From the point of view of VAR will say to the referee, you got that wrong. Come over here and disallow something. They really seem to freeze when the ref hasn't made the right call and they want the ref to award a penalty. So all of a sudden then we get the clear and obvious nonsense. This clear and obvious threshold is horseshit. It means nothing. All it is a phrase for the PGMOL's officials to hide behind. What's the threshold? Right is right, wrong is wrong. Oliver, I absolutely understand the ref can miss it. Happens like this, blink of an eye. But that's what the technology is supposed to be there for. And if they're not doing their job, if they haven't got the moral courage to make the right call, or at least say to the ref, you might want to have a look at it again. But to yet again see a referee not asked to go to the monitor. It happens too often and it impacts games too much. Odegaard against us, clear handball. Not even sent to the monitor. Why wasn't he sent to the monitor? Because you know if he's sent to the monitor, he's given it. Same today. You know if Michael Oliver walks over to a freeze frame of that, what happens? It's a penalty and a yellow at the least. The Honest Tiger said, as a United fan, that was a pen. Did VAR bottle given a penalty due to the occasion in the last minute and added time? I wonder if it was 20 minutes earlier would it have been given. See, this is the thing. Players, coaches work towards these big moments. They work towards being calm and composed when the pressure's there, but making the right choice, the right pass, the right run, the right movement. But officials, it's easier to bottle it. It's easier to do nothing. You're a disgrace. I say this as somebody who loves football and has been around it for 34 years. You're a disgrace. You aren't fit to be in the middle of a pitch or to be judging games. Referees are there to let the game flow, not to be the deciders of who wins a league title. But that's what VAR has done. VAR has once again given these lads more power to influence title races. And yet again, surprise, surprise, we're shafted. Will Boston venue have chairs? No, mate, we're all just going to do handstands. I would imagine there's some chairs available, mate, yes. And if there isn't and you need a chair, sincerely, let me know and we'll make sure that's there for you. If you've got somebody maybe with physical needs or something, let me know, I'll sort it out for you, mate. If you have any special requests or anything like that, please do message us, let us know and we make sure you're looked after. I'm both proud and heartbroken at the same time. Oh yeah, my clock's still going in the background, sorry. I haven't even managed to turn the clock off. My take on Salah. I don't know what you expect me to say. Mo came on and did what he could. You know, he's human. He's coming back from injury. He's not going to be lightning sharp. So that's okay. Mo did what he could do. You know, I'm not going to sit here and knock any of our players today. Not at all. I'm incredibly proud of them all. I'm just truly like... It's very hard to not think about the nixers, the little side jobs of these refs flying over to Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, and not link it all together. It just feels like football is eating and killing itself. It does. Am I the only one who thinks Ederson should have been sent off? Under the rules of the game, I honestly think it was the right decision. Double jeopardy rule, as I understand it, applies in that moment. So if the referee deems that the goalkeeper or the player makes a genuine attempt to play the ball and doesn't get it and it's a foul and a yellow card. So I have no problem with the Ederson decision. I believe it was the correct decision. That's what the double jeopardy rule is there for. And look, Ederson was late. He missed it. It was a penalty, but he did try to play the ball. So honestly, I felt like that decision was the right decision. Proud of the lads, Craig. Brilliant second half. Shame we couldn't put a chance away. Dominated them for large parts. We're great on the ball. As obvious a penalty as you'll see. One that's given 95% of the time. Yeah, I agree with everything you've said there, mate. Thank you. Ederson was the last man. That's a straight red. Again, I'm giving you what my understanding of the situation is. And my understanding of the situation is that the double jeopardy rule stops him from being sent off. That's my understanding of it. If I'm wrong on that, by all means, happy to be corrected. But ultimately, ref gave the yellow. We got the penalty. We scored it. Everything after that. I'm not here to just complain about everything. I'm here to complain about the stuff that I genuinely thought was wrong. And that penalty at the end was... It's a potential legacy-defining moment for Klopp. And they've shafted him. Honestly, think we'll have a better run in. Oh, look. I'm fully thinking we're winning this league title. Right now, honestly, I feel like it's us or Arsenal. I don't think City have it. I think us or Arsenal will win the league this year. Obviously, I want it to be us. But if it's Arsenal, so be it. But for us, look at what's left in the league now. We've got United away. Let's be honest. If we play half as good as we should, we beat them away. We've got Spurs to come. That'll be a tricky game. Brighton away after the international break. Hopefully we get the win there. I don't mind their fixtures. Arsenal have to go to the Etihad next, and we'll be very interested observers, obviously, of that game. So you were outraged at Forest last week then, if you're objective. So, you see, Phil, every unique moment has an individual reaction. And I know you want to go into whataboutery, because that's all you fuckers have, is whataboutery. Because you haven't got the wherewithal to actually talk about the incident, the question. You want to go back about other stuff, I get it. It's the argument of somebody that has no argument, mate. I'm talking about what happened today in a title decider, not against your tin pot relegation fodder, who should just stop singing about economic circumstances and belittling people. So my admiration for Forest is through the floor. I hope they get relegated back into the Championship, tin pot, shower, scummy fucks that they are. Is that clear enough for you? Anybody who sings about disenfranchised youth or people going hungry or economic circumstances to belittle other people is pathetic. So that's my take about last week of Forest. When is the City trial? We're not allowed now, apparently, mate. We have to wait and see. Sometime this year. Barry, thank you, mate, for gifting 20 Anfield Agenda memberships. You're very kind. See how in the first goal, Ake pushed Maka out of the way. We got ours ruled out. That's ridiculous. So, I've got to be honest. I'm going to give you my honest take of Manchester City's goal. And again, I'm sure people will disagree with me. But for me, that's the dark arts of football. I thought it was a nonsense when Endo's was ruled out. I thought that should have stood when Endo's block, I mean. And I think that goal should have stood as well. That to me is clever. That's the dark arts. I've got to be honest about it. I've no issue with Man City's goal. None. My only issue was that, again, as I said, I didn't think Endo should have been ruled out for it. But for that, happens all the time. They worked on that in the training ground. They executed it. Good team move from them. We weren't switched on defensively. I've no issues with their goal. None. You used an offensive term at the end of your watch along. Did I? Do you want to tell me what it was? Maybe I can say it again. So you said I used an offensive term. I believe I didn't. But I'm waiting for you to prove it. But you won't prove it. Because you're full of shit. I'm trying to think back of what I said. Did I say pikey? Was that it? Is that the offensive word? If that's the words you're trying to cancel me with, then boo fucking who. Sorry, mate. That's pathetic. Michael Owen, if it was in the middle of the pitch, it would have been a foul, but you have to be utterly sure in the box. Shut up, you little gimp. Boo-hoo. Michael Owen, it's a foul is a foul. It doesn't matter what part of the pitch it's in. That's my take on Michael Owen's thoughts. Doesn't matter what part of the pitch it's in. And it's offensive. Oh, I apologise if I offended anybody of the travelling community. But my God. This is what I keep saying about content creators. You want live content. You want emotion. And you think that every so often somebody won't say something. If you took offence to it, sincerely, I never want to offend anybody. So I do apologise. But I am in the middle of an emotional state and I say words. And if I said a word that was offensive to somebody, obviously I reflect on that and I learn from it. Sincerely. I don't view it as an offensive word. But then again, I'm not of the travelling community. So I understand if people are hurt by that. Sincerely. It wasn't meant to be offensive towards the travelling community. It was meant to show my distaste and my loathing for the decision making from the officials. But fair dues. I'm always somebody who puts my hands up if I've done something wrong. And if I have offended anybody, sincerely, I apologise. But I'm still not taking back my sentiment about the hatred I feel for those officials. And yes, people are so soft. They're looking for everything. They want to cancel you like that. They want you to be this bag of emotion and to be 100 miles an hour. But you can't say one word or your whole thing is shrunken down to this. And if that's enough, then you're probably best to stop watching. Because I can't promise I won't say something similar again. Sorry. But if that's all it takes for offence and to jump on a bandwagon, I don't know what to say. As I said, I've apologised. It's a word that I've grown up using my whole life. And if some members of the travelling community are offended by it, then I apologise to those people. To everybody else that's taken offence, nah. You don't get to be outraged on behalf of other people. Sorry. But if you are of the travelling community and you're offended by that, then to you I sincerely apologise. Anyway, let's keep moving. Forest was a drop ball. We were robbed of a penalty. That Forest thing was a nonsense. An absolute nonsense. Like, they're trying to equate a drop ball down one end of the pitch to a goal at the other end. With 1 minute and 50 seconds in between, the ball going out of play and back in, and Forest regaining possession. By that same consideration, then where was the fume in the first instance where we didn't get the drop ball back? Just because Forest aren't good enough to go and score from it, we get punished then? See what I mean? It's selective outrage in that incident. If you watch the replay slowly, Doku doesn't even get the ball. Hits McAllister's arm first. LFC should raise an official complaint. I don't know what to say about it. All the complaints in the world, all the letters to the PGMOL, all the anger in the world, it doesn't change it. It's not going to get the result back. It's not going to get the decision overturned. It's not going to give us that penalty and that moment. That's been stolen from us. Good for you, Craig. Don't let the snowflakes use you. Look, I never want to cause offence to anybody. That is not my intention here. And as I said, to those people, if you felt angered by or let down by me, I apologise to those people. But the other them, the snowflakes that jump in on the bandwagon, I mean this sincerely. You can kiss my ass. You don't get an apology because I did nothing to you. You just want to cancel me. You just want to get underneath my skin. You just want to become a problem. I owe you nothing. To those people of the travelling community, if they took offence, my sincere apologies. But as I said before, I don't buy this woke shit. I'm not going to sit here and just pretend that we all don't do things and say things all the time. If that's all it takes for you to run away, then run away. You were just looking for that reason anyway. So, honestly, that's where I'm at with it. That's me in a nutshell. That's all the internet is everybody sitting waiting for a mistake to pile on, hoping. That's it. Anyway, some comments from the game. Klopp, speaking, said, the game the boys played in the second half was absolutely unbelievable. We've never dominated Man City that much. The result is all right. He said it was a really good football game. It was the best performance in the second half against Manchester City ever. We never dominated them so much. Klopp on the Doku challenge. Would you have given a penalty? Reporter, I'm not surprised VAR didn't I'm not surprised VAR didn't overturn it because of the high bar. See, there again, right? Let's go to that comment. I'm not surprised VAR didn't overturn it because of the high bar. Do you see that there? The reporters, and look, I'm not having to go with the reporter, by the way, but what is this bar? This mythical bar they keep talking about. The bar is whatever the fella in VAR feels. Genuinely. Like, if in doubt, give the referee an opportunity to have a second look at it. That's what I don't understand. If the referee has a look at it and Michael Oliver deems that isn't a penalty kick after re-looking at it, then we still have a conversation to be had, but at least the process went through. This clear and obvious crap, or this bar, is just a get out of jail card for not doing your job. That's the truth. You know it. You know I'm right. Jurgen Klopp then said, you agree that in this situation and all other positions in the pitch, it's 100% a foul and a yellow card. Klopp went on to say, it's a penalty for all football people on the planet about Doku's challenge. Yeah, because it's a penalty. Klopp, I mean, it shouldn't even be a debating point. It shouldn't even be a conversation. It's a clear penalty. I don't, and some people are saying that Jack Carragher said no penalty. Look, I don't know what Jamie Carragher didn't say, but I do know that Jamie Carragher, that Gary Neville, that Micah Richards, that Jamie Redknapp, that Roy Keane, and everybody else that sits in that Sky studio has zero integrity to talk about anything, because they all sit there milking the corporate teeth whilst not having the balls to speak up for the good of the sport that they're all there to talk about. Carragher, Neville, Richards, the whole lot of them, they're there because of their expertise in sport, in football. And they don't have the guts to stand up for the sport. They don't have the guts to go against the narrative that City are somehow underdogs. That's this amazing story. Speak up for the sport you claim to care about, or shut the fuck up. The mainstream media and Sky have shown that they have no integrity to talk about this stuff. Florian Plettenberg and Sky Germany's another joke. Man changes his opinion every day and then tries to say he was right the day before. All these people getting paid their big contracts haven't got a backbone between them. Not one of them. Carragher should be spitting fire over the Manchester City situation. Neville should be up in arms about potentially the most corrupt football club in the history of English football. But nah, they sit there jerking each other off about it, saying how great they all are, how Pep's a genius, how Haaland's the greatest thing in the world, how Kevin De Bruyne is the second coming of Jesus. But not a backbone between them. Leaving it to the fan channels to actually do your job for you. How does it feel when you go to bed at night and you put your head on the pillow, or you look in the mirror when you're having a shave, knowing that deep down you feel grubby, right? Because you do. Be honest. You look in that mirror in your McMansion and you look in the mirror and you just don't like what you see, do you? Because you know you're full of it. You know that the sport that you're on there to talk about, that the sport that you go on every single week that you care about, but yet you don't call out the biggest cheating scandal in history every single week. You have no place to talk about anything because you're cowards. Cowards. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Absolute cowards. Selective outrage. Sound bites. Clickbait journalism. Bullshit. And I'm done with it. All of it. All Sky are now is a B-Tech YouTube channel. That's all they are. They bring on all these pundits and they don't say what the public think. They don't speak on behalf of football. They speak on behalf of their bank accounts. That's it. So I don't really give a shit what Carragher said about the penalty incident or what Michael Owen said about the penalty incident because I know it was a penalty. I don't need them to tell me that. Let's have a look at the man of the match poll and see who won it. With over 8,000 votes cast, your Anfield Agenda man of the match is Alexis McAllister. Thoroughly deserved. Fantastic performance from Alexis. He's been phenomenal recently, as has Endo. And look, I'm going to go and record my player ratings video. But appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate your support. If you've enjoyed the streams or whatever, please do remember to hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video. I'll be back at 8:30 tonight and we'll dissect this when we've all calmed down a little bit. But thank you for being here with us and for supporting the channel. Arsenal are on top of the league table going into the international break. Let's see how the run-in looks and may the best team win. Talk to you soon.